Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today you can see as we've got another month, we've got another dev diary. So this is a dev diary for May 2026 for Prehistoric Kingdom. So this one's actually delving a lot into some of the combat, which I know you guys are really going to be excited for. But also we've got a couple reveals of the allosaurus, so really cool. So let's get stuck into this one today. Do love a May dev diary. Okay. So welcome to the May Development Diary. As usual, it's been all hands on deck as we continue to work on the different aspects of combat coming to update 17. We've made some great strides this month in the addition of danger zones, throwable animals, and improved locomotion, which we'll talk about in more detail shortly. So for this update, we've had some really big ideas of what could be accomplished, some of which haven't been shown yet, and we're proud of what we've been able to deliver so far, considering update 17 time constraints and our team size with 7 full-time devs, 5 part-time devs. And we're excited to continue adding and enhancing combat until full release with some of our remaining ideas. So stay tuned for update 17's trailer coming next month, so that'll be very cool. Let's carry on. So update 17, Allosaurus. So we covered last month we covered Allosaurus fragilis and Germansoni. Here we've got the other two species, Allosaurus anax and Europus. Our final two Jurassic predators coming to update 17. So this is recent studies suggest this is Saurophaganax, because Saurophaganax was actually the diagnostic, the holotype was actually potentially parts of it were a sauropod, so would make a chimera. At least I think that's how the story goes. But you can see comes out really nicely, very awesome, bro. But in a very cool way. You can see the spikes, very edgelord. Definitely a big fan of how that's come out. And then we've got Allosaurus Europus. So really cool there, and you can see it's a little bit smaller, really given distinctive, look there. So previously known by the moniker of Saurophaganax, Allosaurus anax is actually an enormous predator with a particularly bad temperament. Unlike its related species, anax does not form social groups and before an antisocial lifestyle. It's a big, mean fighting machine. So yeah, big, mean fighting machine, squaring up to Brontosaurus. Very cool. But on the other hand, Europus is a vibrantly coloured species from, you guessed it, Europe. Shared its formation with Stegosaurus ungulatus and Torvosaurus guernii. This mid-sized predator can be found in forested habitats living together as mated pairs. So I like that they've got different social aspects to them. So I think that's very cool. So even if you look in Panthera, you've got different social, you got lions living in prides, and then you got, lots of different solitary ones. I think it's cool that each one has kind of like a different kind of social habits. So there's a big rogue, and then this one is like the mated pair, the lovebirds, which I think is very cool. But while these Allosaurus look so menacing as adults, their babies are super cute. With their light striped bodies and a furry coat of feathers, they're definitely one of our favourite baby theropods. So we'll have a look there. You can see this is Europus. Looks really nice. I suggest that's male and female. Each got their own skins. We've also got next, these little babies. Look at that. How cute. I love that they've added a lot of feathers to the babies, because I think that really makes it look really cool and distinct. It looks very cute there. I'm a definite big fan of how this one's come out. Very cute. Reminds me of Ballad of Big Owl. Okay, next one. So that's Allosaurus done. On the road to finishing combat, we've been able to make animal movements look more natural and responsive depending on the situation. Animals can now turn faster when they want to run away, make tighter turns at high speeds, and just generally turn a lot smoother. And this was particularly an issue for sauropods, for who had previously snapped into their term animation. But in addition to these improvements, we've added banking to make animals lean towards whatever direction they're moving. This isn't something we've seen in a zoo sim before, but we think it looks particularly realistic on animals like the Dryosaurus and the cave bear. So let's have a look at this guy. you go. You see very realistic movement there. You can see it's running, running, running. Turn, turn, very realistic moving. We've already kind of gone over that. But yeah, very, very cool. Nice to see some bit more realism in it, because, the animals moving at high speed, the offered bank. I'm sure you've seen animals run and that happens. Makes it a little bit more realistic. So I'm very interested how this is going to come out. I'm genuinely very interested, to be honest. So next up, we got combat. So this is what everyone's kind of been waiting for. Combat, everyone loves the combat. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about the behavioral backbone that makes combat a reality. As you know, Prehistoric Kingdom typically strives to present these creatures in a more animalistic light. We fight when fights or aggressive behavior occurs. There needs to be a reason for it. A lot of these animals won't just go running around, just killing for the sake of it. They do it for a reason, because getting into a fight is actually potentially dangerous, especially if it's an animal your size or bigger. A lot of animals wouldn't want to risk that. I'm not just going to go pick a fight, it's just, that's against survival, especially when one wrong move could mean you're dead. So as of right now, we have 18 profiles that mix and match various combat conditions. To determine how a species behaves, we assign them to these profiles, which allows them to do things like become aggressive while feeding, bully other species during the mating season, cannibalize babies while hungry, cannibalize their own species while starving, fight due to overcrowding, spar during mating season, and spar with siblings. So those are all conditions that'll make them fight. And I think that's really cool, very expansive. So that's not all of them, there's of the 18. I could see animals being quite territorial, as well. So animals maintaining a territory, they got to defend their territory. So that would be interesting. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of cool conditions, so I think that will work out quite well. But it's also important that when a fight does break out, it won't always end in death. So in our testing, it's been refreshing to watch predators give up or even flee when they've sustained too much damage. Likewise, some herbivores are territorial and will pursue their aggressors while others might run away once the attacking party gives up. So yeah, that's really cool. Makes it much more dynamic and more realistic because, they're not just going to go running around killing each other. Animals, they might have a fight, and very rarely in nature these fights end in death. So I think that makes it a little bit more realistic. You can see this beautiful one, the Saurophaganax, they're fighting over a brontosaurus by the looks of it. Very, very cool. In terms of dynamic combat itself, quite a few new elements have been integrated since last month. It's all still very work in progress and not yet polished, but we're quite happy with how this has come along. Animals now have danger zones to signal which side of their body an attacker should be wearing of, making predators or rivals a bit more hesitant and likely to move position. In case of something like Stegosaurus and Kylosaurus, that means the rear ends or sides would be the danger zone. So if you want to attack them, go to the front. And I think that works quite well. See, another really cool aspect is definitely getting more fleshed out. When animal goes for the attack, large weight differences or big damage can launch competitors into their knockdown state. If the animal has enough help, they'll be able to get back up. We're still fine-tuning we're still tuning the look of this feature, but it's awesome to see herbivores like sauropods, mammoths, or Stegosaurus toss their attackers around, which I think is very cool as well. And animals can now perform reaction attacks when they're close to an opponent. That means swinging their tail, or taking a quick bite, or even slashing their claws. So it's not like so they'll kind of react and just take an opportunity. React, that's why it's called a reaction. They're inherently opportunistic and help things make things feel more alive. And there's still plenty of work to be done, of course, but we hope the short video gives you a better idea where we're headed. I think this will be pretty cool once it's all finished. Let's have a look. This is dynamic. So here's a sauropod versus some allosaurus, brachiosaurus, knocked down. Makes sense. Oh, it's going to get back up, and then the tail knocks them both down. Yep, this is why sauropods, need to fight back. They're really, really cool. There's a Stegosaurus. Damn, hit that, knocked it down. Bit of a nip there. So you can see they're avoiding the tail. Boom! And that you can see that little claw react. That was a claw react as well. But you can see they're all avoiding the tail. And this one's, Ankylosaurus. See, it's avoided the side and got hit. So, yeah, that's the thing, they've got to turn. And you can see, as we mentioned, they flee. They fleed. So here's a couple stegosaurs, they're fighting over territory by the looks of it. So, they want to just attack other species, they'll attack each other. Out of overcrowding or territorial. It'd be cool, actually, if these guys come out to be quite territorial. I think that'd be quite cool. And knocked him down. So, he's won the fight. He's given up. He's not going to end it. But I love the sauropod. Look, they kicked it. Boom! Great with the Brachiosaurus. Love it, love it, love it. It's nice to see sauropods fight back. That's why we need it in Jurassic World Evolution, That would be so awesome. But yeah, that fighting is really coming along. It's come along really nicely. So yeah, quite excited with that. But as you can see, as you probably noticed in the video, the more damage an animal sustains in battle, the more wounds that will appear on its body. If they survive, these wounds will eventually turn into scars. And each individual has its own procedural wound offset, so no two animals will have the same patterns in the same spot, or the same scars in the same spot. So that's quite cool. Make sure that they're all unique and different. Looks really, really nice. So they're all fighting each other. Alright, so once an animal has died, predators can eat their corpse. And while we aren't balancing the game around the idea of a self-sustaining ecosystem, this feature combined with breeding and herbivores eating plants in Sandbox should provide players with some level of ecosystem support. So, they're not going to be doing the wildlife reserves like Planet Zoo are doing now, but they will be you should be able to have a faux one going on in Sandbox, so I think that's quite cool. We're very curious to see what sort of results come from this. So yeah, very, very cool. You can see that dead trike and the Rex having a good feed there. Another little update as well, update save and load menus. So for our final bit of news today, the save and load menus have been overhauled with a fresh design to show your statistics and public test branching saves. There's also more difference between the two menus, so you should at least likely to accidentally load instead of saving a park. So there you go. Create new save. My beautiful park. Load. So that works quite well. I'm very happy with that. So yeah, the updates, that combat update seeming to be very, very interesting, and I think everyone's going to be quite happy when that comes out. But yes, now we got the community spotlight. So we love seeing all the incredible fan art over on our Discord server this month. So be sure to join and check out all the beautiful art pieces that we sadly couldn't fit in this diary. Thank you, artists. I love this one. That's quite cute. Brush your teeth, bruh. And then a chicken. Very, very cute. Baby Brack and a baby. I love the baby dinosaurs. They are actually so incredible. Created by Maths. Really good job with that one. This one was done by T-B, the Simosaurus. Keepers trying to deal with this reminds me of like they're trying to hang around with Mudang and trying to pull them around and stuff. Very, very cute. I do love these Kaleidosaurus. Very, very cool. Next up, we've got this allosaurus. It looks really nice. 2026, the 5th of the 1st by Black Rugops. Underscore Rugops. Looks really cool. Love how they did it on the black paper. Looks really, really good. And then we've got last, but oh no, it's not the last one. Acrocanthosaurus, done by Yepeto. It came out real nice, that one. And then we've got by Salmon. This is the death pose of see those Council Nautilus. But yeah, really, really cool. Looks like it's in the death pose. Very, very cool Allosaurus. And that's Fragilis. So, thank you for reading May's Development Diary. Once again, thank you for your patience and stay tuned for the Update 17 trailer. There'll be more to come in June. So yeah, very cool. Love the combat. I just want to watch a sauropod again. Watch the sauropod. Look at that. It's coming in. Boom! It's nice to see sauropods fight back for a change. It is so nice. Because you can see they're just large size and everything. Predators would be silly to take them on. And you can see it's probably made of attack. Really, really cool. Alright, So I think this is a great place to finish up the video. So yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys like and subscribe, always remember to click little bell icon to get notified about anything. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.